So here's what Harun wrote. He said, quote, "I did not and do not celebrate Christmas, not only because I do not think it part of my tradition nor compatible with it, but because I fear it dilutes a strong Muslim identity, which has certain vital and necessary exclusivist features which are central to a principled Unitarian monotheism." Okay? We often describe violations of that monotheism as associationism or shirk, which is the greatest theological transgression a Muslim can commit. Have you committed any theological transgressions recently, Armin?
I do that as soon as I wake up.
And right before I go to sleep. It helps you go to sleep. It's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But here's the thing. This is right now, they're Muslim. Every time close to Christmas, Muslims be takfiring each other all like right before Christmas and on Christmas. Okay, it's the thing. This is how we have some Muslims who don't care about Christmas. We have some Muslims who celebrate Christmas, and we have some other Muslims who go around and takfir all the Muslims who be celebrating Christmas. Okay, because you be shirking when you celebrate Christmas. Not just celebrating Christmas. Okay, just going around and saying, Merry Christmas to somebody. Okay, just saying Merry Christmas to somebody is you acknowledging that Jesus is the Son of God. And if you acknowledge, if you didn't know it, that this is what you're doing, you're not shirking. And so God will forgive you. But now that you know, now that you watch this YouTube video, me explaining that you saying Merry Christmas to somebody means that you are giving credibility and acknowledging the Christian view that Jesus is the Son of God. You are saying that it's possible for God to have a son. You're acknowledging, you're giving partners to God. You're assigning divinity to an entity other than Allah himself. And that is beyond sin in Islam. Okay, we have sin and we have shirk. Some people say like, oh, shirk is the greatest sin. Some people are like, it's not even in the category of sins. Okay, sins can be forgiven. Shirk is beyond. It's the uber sin. Okay, it's like we have stealing candy, lying to your mom, genocide. All of that is just sin. Okay, beyond all of that, we have shirk. Shirk is so even suggesting that there's any divine entity other than Allah in the universe, which Shias do all the time. So Shias are all non-Muslim. So basically, they go around and we're like telling Muslims, calling out Muslims for not being Muslim because they're doing shirk. This accusation of some Muslims by other Muslims that you're not a Muslim anymore because you said Merry Christmas or anything else, that's called takfiring, which is some people associated with the Khawarijite thing to do, right? By the way, you guys know Muhammad Mo Saleh, right?
Yes.
The football player. That's a football player you're talking about. You called him a footballist earlier before.
I don't
just say football player or footballer.
I don't think I said that. Okay,
you did because we both talked about it when you went to go pee.
Okay.
I'm so glad you're here. Otherwise, he would have denied
All right,
it.
we're not having Susanna here ever again. This is the last time.
You need
this is the last time.
Joining us for every episode from here onwards. Anyway, go ahead.
No, this is the last time.
That'd be Armin's dream.
You guys see this article? Right? Somebody want to read the headline?
Okay, it says Liverpool star Mo Saleh bombarded with hate-filled replies after posting family Christmas message.
Right.
Dang.
Like, guys, this is like gone insane, right? Like, I follow a lot of Muslims
losing their shit.
They hated. He did this in 2019, and all he did in 2019 was just a picture with next to a Christmas tree. This year, he went full on in. Like, look at not many Christians are this deep into Christmas. Look at them, like their outfit, the hijab is Christmassy. The Christmas tree has a Christmas tree.
Is that a hijab or just a hoodie on her onesie? That looks.
Well,
look at no, it's matching. It's a matching hoodie on his onesie.
Yeah, but it's also acting as a hijab. Okay, so I think a lot of people think like, oh, hijab is like this specific thing that you have to like. No, hijab is like anything. you know, your bed sheet could end up being a hijab, as long as, like, if somebody walks into your room and you just like take whatever you can and put it on your head and cover everything, that's now a hijab. Okay, anything that serves the purpose, that covers your everywhere that you're not supposed to see. Okay, but they're Christmasing it up, right? And they're like,
the kids pajamas, Christmas pajamas. He's got the beheaded head at the top instead of the star.
So last year people.
That was a joke for people listening. That's not true. He doesn't. He's got a star, a moon, and a crescent.
Last year, people came at him for his Christmas tree. This year, he was like, "Okay, you guys want to get butthurt?" Like, he just like went all in. Like, how many people do this much? Like, okay, so, but he's getting, like, I follow like YouTube, Islamic YouTube channels and stuff, and they are triggered. Ali Dawa had a entire video on this, right?
Oh my gosh! Well, you know what Muslim Twitter was going after with? They had a photo of this. Maybe it's embedded in this article, and then they had a photo from Eid this year where he wasn't even. You know, they were so pissed that he wasn't wearing a thobe. He was just wearing like black joggers and a t-shirt, and it said like Happy Eid. And they're like, "You're dressed this casually for Eid and you go all out for Christmas." Like, it just shows where your priorities, like, they were going in. So I think having the side-by-side comparison of his extremely casual Eid outfit versus this, you know, going in, you know, just Christmasing it up, you know, was like, that really got them the most. And I mean, it's kind of funny to me with the comparison of his Eid outfit, because like in my household that I grew up in, like, I would have never been allowed to wear something that casual for a holiday either.
Yeah.
Like, joggers? Are you insane?
So let's be fair. Okay, so he, like, some butthurt tweets which got 2,100 likes, saying, "Today you are a Christian and tomorrow you are a Muslim. You will explain this to your creator."
Oh my god, that's so aggressive.
But here's one that actually got 6. So let's be fair to some Muslims. Okay, this one got 6,400 likes. It's saying, "I live in Dubai and Christmas trees in all the malls, Christmas songs in all the shops, Christmas markets everywhere, and that's in a Muslim country. Imagine that, but it intensified times 100 in the UK. Is he really going to deprive his daughter of all that joy and happiness her friends are experiencing?"
Okay. I need to say something about this. Is the thing. Okay, when I have a daughter. Okay, she's 4 years old. She goes to school. It's all over the place. And you know what happened a little while ago? A few weeks ago, she came home with this thing. I actually have it here somewhere. Nobody could see it, but she came with a little clay molding that they did that was decorated, had little jewels and things on it. And she asked me to put a candle on it, and I did. I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And she's like, "Oh, this is a Diya lamp." So Diya is during Diwali, right? They do Diya. So everybody in her class made these little lamps, right, for Diwali, and it was really sweet. And they did that. So they made the Diwali lamps. When it's Eid, they do Eid stuff. And when it's Christmas, she comes home with Christmas and she likes it. So she gets into this, and I love seeing that. I think it was Sean Illing from, he's a reporter for Vox. So he actually posted, he just had a kid recently too. And he was writing, he's like, my entire life I said I'd never lie to my kid about Santa Claus. But now I'm like, if anybody tells my kid Santa isn't real, I'll cut them, or something like that. So it's, it's just something that people get into. And I love the power of secularizing religion. Like if you look at Easter, okay? Easter, bunnies and eggs. This is the time when Christ was resurrected. What does that have to do with bunnies and eggs? Does anybody know? You guys know?
Jesus told everybody to hide the eggs before he died.
No. Well, great guess, Harvin. Excellent. Yeah. It's a very educated guess. I respect it. But the thing is, Eostre
represents fertility.
Yeah, the goddess of fertility, the Germanic goddess of fertility, Eostre, I think that's how you pronounce it. That's where the word estrogen comes from. She's a goddess of spring, okay? Bunnies bang a lot, right? They reproduce really fast, fertility. Mm-hmm. eggs fertility. Bunnies don't lay eggs, but somehow that is a thing. It's bunnies and eggs. That's what Easter is. And it's a complete it's sort of like a middle finger to the resurrection, but it is a complete secularization of it. The same thing with Santa Claus. The current look of Santa Claus, even though it was invented a long time ago, but the red and white thing, that look was given to him by the Coca-Cola company in their advertising, right? That's what it is. This is the direction it's going in. Everyone likes it the way it is, and I actually don't have a problem with it. And I'm going to read, unless if you guys have something to say, say it.
I want to explain. A lot of people think like, come at me and they say like, Armin, you're against Islamic reform, so how come you think this is a good idea to secularize, I don't know, Christian or Islamic traditions, to celebrate Christmas? I think it's a great idea to secularize Eid and find ways for people to enjoy Eid and Islamic art and Islamic architecture and Islamic history, and make it less religious. And they're like, isn't this reform? Aren't you against reform? This is the opposite of reform. This is the very, very opposite of reform, okay? The way you should look at it, Islamic reform is keep the belief, get rid of some of the practices that they don't like, okay? The practices of like going choppy, or going like extra like conservative or like full on. Like there's so many things that we associate with barbarism or conservatism, or like being stuck in the 7th century and all. Like, just get rid of all that practices. Just keep the belief. That's what reform is about, right? Maybe we look at the Quran, read it in a different way, look at the Hadith, read it in a different way, just so that we could modernize the practices, okay? I'm against that. That's the belief is the problem. When you have the core toxic idea that is there, that when you have the Quran that is there, that is basically the stinking thing that, you could just hide all that crap under the carpet and make the living room look nice and all. It's still gonna stink up the living room, okay? You can't hide that stink, okay? The secularization is the opposite of that. Secularization is get rid of the belief, okay? Once you get rid of the belief, you could continue the practices. You will only continue the practices that are not harmful, because the practices that are harmful make no sense. Why would you continue them anymore, right? Anything that is taxing, anything that is harmful, without the belief, they're not going to make any sense. But the parts that you actually enjoy, the food that you enjoy, the art that you enjoy, the traditions that you enjoy, you're going to continue them, not because they reflect any belief that you have, just because you had fun with them. And if you want to have fun with them, you're going to continue having fun with them, okay? And if you want to feel part of a community, if you want to be nostalgic about it, if you want to like find a way to bond with other people about it, the belief was the problem. You got rid of the belief. If you want to play dress up, if you want to play have fun with music or whatever, with food, that is harmless. So secularization, I support. Reform, I'm against.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, if you want to join these streams live, get your comments and questions read by Ali and Armin and the guests, and most importantly, to get full access to the full video versions of all these episodes, become a patron. Link in the description below.